So Netrunner basically, the Netrunner situation was really funny. So Netrunner had or has, I don't know, he's kind of a fraud, a project called Shog.ai. And since we were coming out with Shoggoth.ai, we just didn't want to collide with him. So, and we kind of liked him, I guess. Nobody really knew much about him. He kind of LARPs is kind of the conclusion that we came up with, is like, he's not really a programmer. He just LARPs about it. So I threw him some crypto, and I was like, look, don't sell this, man. Like, we're going to come out with this project and all this. I'm just giving you little bit of early tokens. And he's like, I promise I'll never sell it. I was like, cool. And I understand, like, he's allowed to sell it if he wants, but, I was like, if you want to sell it, it's really liquid, so just call me if you want to sell it. So then, of course, a week later, he just starts selling it. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And eventually, we just all learn and realize that he's kind of a fraud. This other guy who employed him gave me his exit interview, and that was very disastrous. He didn't do any programming. It was just bad. So, he was kind of a scammer. But Default, we had 5 times as much. I actually know Default in real life, whereas I don't know Netrunner. And I was trying to give Netrunner a grant, and Netrunner came out, man. He got like $30,000, $40,000 And I think a lot of people will sacrifice their friendships and relationships for $30,000 or $40,000, and then it's like, okay, when that money's gone, now what? I'm just gonna hope to get another 30 grand from somewhere. I mean, in reality, that's really not that much money. It kind of sounds like a lot. Everybody would want an extra 50K in their bank account, but the reality is, if that's what you're using to live off of, that money will be gone pretty fast. So, fuck Netrunner. And then, same thing with Default. Default, I met Default in jail. He was like a groupie. He was like, "Are you Martin Shkreli? Wow." And I was like, "Yeah, man, what's up?" And he's like, you know me from the hacker scene." I was like, first of all, I've never been in the hacker scene. Maybe for like 2 minutes, just messaging some guys, but never been in the hackers, scene at all. And I was like, "Yeah, man, whatever. It's cool to meet another intelligent white guy in prison. There aren't that many." So I stick around to those guys, but we didn't even hang out in prison. I saw him a couple times, but he's a weird guy, but you root for the underdog. And he came out of prison and he's doing this fucking Discord trading chat. And I don't know crypto that well, but I've now learned that I know it better than him. But he knows the scene of all the retard influencers and all the new tokens that are coming out, all the meta, and that's not cryptography. That's just degenerate cryptocurrency trading. But he does know that space, or at least he thinks he does, and he sells his advice to others, which is a pretty big red flag that I should have considered. But idiotically, I gave him 5 million tokens of Shoggoth. And within a day, I told a few friends about Shoggoth, and it starts going up like crazy, right? And then within a day, he starts selling it. And in fact, he nukes it all. He sells it all. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he tells his chat room to buy it. But then he doesn't tell his chat room that he's nuked the stock, or the token. He sold all of it. He took it to zero. And he basically robbed his chat members. And I called him up. I was like, "What's wrong with you, bro? This is wrong." How the hell could you do that? You're fucking me over. You're fucking your people over. I didn't even know at the time that he told his chat room, because I didn't want him to do that. I wanted to keep the project private and secret until I was ready to launch the product. So he's like, "Okay, I'll fix it." And he goes and he buys the token, and we kind of get back to where we were. But, you kind of have this irreparable harm once you've fucked up the whole situation. And then, of course, he does it again, greedily sells everything. And again, he doesn't say why. And he, again, lies to his chat room. He tells his chat room he sold a small amount. And I'm like, well, how'd you sell a small amount? You sold all of it. And then he lies about, well, technically what I meant was I sold a small amount, then I sold more. And it's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're pathological. And finally, I out him because I think he was afraid that I wouldn't be willing to do that. And of course I'm willing to do that. And again, he made about 100K or maybe 150K, I don't know, by selling a gift. I gave it to him for free. And it's like two people where I gave them a free gift, and the only thing I ask is just like try to hold on to it and not like dump it. And I think that's like how you can tell somebody's poor, is like as soon as they get some property that's worth something, like quite frankly, it's like the lowest kind of financial asset. Like it's not that liquid, tiny market cap. It's your friend's fledgling project. This isn't 100 grand of Apple, right? You get this gift and you're like, oh, fuck this guy and his gift. Well, it's my shit now. I'm gonna sell this shit and fuck everybody else who owns this, who's waiting patiently. Wait, what a scumbag. You know, it's and then lying about it. Look, it's one thing to, you know, and it's your friend. Call your friend up and say, look, Martin, I'm dead broke, man. I need 50K. And it's like, look, you LARP is a successful trader. The successful traders that I sent tokens to, they're still holding them. I don't even look at them because they're successful. They have millions of dollars. Why would they dump some token? Obviously, this kid, he's living with his parents. He doesn't have millions of dollars. He's charging $20 for a Discord chat room. Clearly, he doesn't have millions of dollars. So the second he gets a chance to make 100 grand on something, he seizes on it. And this dumbass also got a tattoo of Ioned, which is a fraudulent project. I actually made contact with a former executive of Ioned who told me that the CEO is a psycho, which sounds about right. I think they're faking these as well, by the way. And I think I can expose them on that. I think that these jobs, which aren't many, there's only like 9, it's kind of cringe. These jobs are actually created by the company themselves. There's no actual client here. This whole thing's a gigantic scam. Yeah, Young Wolf, that's right. I wouldn't have cared if he admitted to it. All right, let's get back to work. Screw these brokies. Okay, so they're going to buy Alpine